Welcome, beautiful people. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. We're actually going to take 3. Another deep breath. One more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings. Hope you're having an amazing day. The sun's going down here. And thank you guys for sharing your time with me. I so appreciate it. So we have a Metatron message, my regular message of the day, a union read, and a twin flame read. And so we're going to get right to it. The first read, I did a lot of cleaning this morning, so I'm a little bit physically tired. So this is the Metatron read here. Okay, that's the first one we're going to do. And yeah, we're going to roll the die first. This is for the twin flames. Again, these are general reads, so if you want something more specific, you can go to my website or some of the information below if you want a personal read. I also have a CD out there called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. And let's see what the dice have to say for the twin flames today. Okay, we have Leo. I just want to make sure that wasn't the North Node or anything. And we have the Sun, so a lot of Leo here. Leo, did you see that? Did I put it in the right place? Because the camera's on the other side. And then we have the number 4. Okay, 4 is the Emperor. It's also building, stability, structure. It's also survival on a manifestation level. But it's also the Emperor, which is Aries. So you have a lot of Leo and Aries. So it's all fire today, but yet structured as well. And the Sun definitely came up in the read today. So let's see what it has to say. And of course, Leo is all about the Sun and energy, what, you know, it's our life force. And the children being the inner child, right? The child who loves to get attention. Leo loves to be the center of attention. But also they're very, very open-hearted and generous, like a child, which makes it so beautiful at times. So let's see what comes up with these reads. Am I on the right place? Yes. Before I do this Metatron read, I did try to meditate a little bit for my inner child to see if there's a message for you guys. And all I was getting is like, it was really cool. It wasn't like my usual connection with my inner child. This time it took me literally back to my childhood when I was a very little girl running around the backyard catching fireflies, which was really cool because I would never think of that. But also the first yoga card that I pulled today was Firefly Breath. So it's definitely coming up with the energy. And it was all about the energy of when you extend your light to others, everyone wants you near them, just like a firefly. So then I was getting Firefly versus the Dragon's Breath, which the dragon came up in this read. So, all right, so the underlying energy was Metatron's Rainbow Bridge. That was the first card in the underlying energy. And then love, and then Sandalphon. So a lot of support there between Metatron and Sandalphon and just love in general. The first card out for the read was to review, which is number 2, which I love because the 2 The word T, capital T-O, is like the tree, and the O is human embodiment of source, so it's like the human sitting underneath the tree. So T-O, and the number 2 is about sitting under the tree, meditating and reviewing things, thinking about things. But a lot of meditation. This read today, I was getting like to take 4 breaks, to meditate or connect with your inner child, connect with the grid, and then go through your chakra system before bed tonight. So that's part of what came up here. So take a time out to meditate and review and reflect. Tune in to the electromagnetic grid and the underlying untying the twin flame karmic knots with the electromagnetic grid. The justice of truth and balance, of listening and taking notes perhaps, or noting, and that could be toning as well. Maybe you want to sing some notes, and then announcing what you've found. At 2:19 is the High Priestess and the Sun. Speak to your inner child to see what's weighing on them, and then mothering and be present to your gifts to replenish your heart. Epiphanies from the mother and child, not just from the mother. Blue and gold were coming up in sequence with the mother and child. And of course, it's the golden child's been coming up for the past week. And the mother's coming up as that indigo blue energy, right, of the psychic energy. Go outside then to ground, to plant, support Gaia as well, to breathe the air, to feel free. The Earth cube was coming up here as a crystal, and then the air card with diamond crystals. So it was coming up as the ice cube on the Earth was referencing a crystal, but it's like referencing water crystal compared to the air diamond crystal. And then the 4 elements were coming up as Gaia being the Earth, right? Because Gaia is a living, everything's living, but the Gaia Earth was coming up as the earth element, and then the cube on the ground was coming up as the water crystal element. The air diamond element was coming up as the diamond light, and then the sun came up next with the fire energy. So it was between the sun and earth, which is the father and the mother, and then the water and the air were coming up as cube-shaped crystal versus diamond-shaped crystal. Set boundaries of patience and balance. And when you're off path, the key to a higher love, to make sure you're setting your boundaries, take your key with you. Don't forget your key when you leave the house, but also when you leave your physical body. Remember to ground again and protect yourself. And walk toward the sun through arches and steepled doorways, which are coming up here as overpasses and castles, which the castles are coming up as the mountains that we tunnel through. Aligning structures like a safe lock comes into perfect alignment, and then all of a sudden, click, and it's open. And it was funny because when I was cleaning today, my hall carpets, I was aligning them, from 2 different sides, but both towards the center. Aligning today. The crow's distance, right? The shortest distance from 2 points to sunrise. And then I was getting the route that actually from my house almost directly is a straight shoot to go to the beach. And that was 73. Farmland was coming up, but all the different things, the beach, the farmland, the what was the other thing? And then the grassy areas were coming up, the countryside, like all different places that you'd like to explore or perhaps live. Clearing the land, or places that may have clean land, clean air, especially at the ocean where the air is always circulating. Green grass and hedges. Dream and imagine what wholeness and completion means to you. Go with the flow, 1-to-1, conquering your fears for your dreams to come true. With angel assistance, don't forget to ask, take your first step. With dragon strength that gets you going. The sun, 2 suns coming up here. I was getting the sun and then 2 suns reflecting equals the diamond light, which is the 2 pyramids, the 2 crystal pyramids that come together is the diamond light. And 2 suns reflecting equals the diamond light, right? So we have 2 circles of suns together. and then the two crystal pyramids coming together like the masculine and the feminine. And of course the two suns represents the sun and the central sun. So that was very cool, right? Because one's very masculine energy, one's very feminine energy, the fire and the air energy of the crystal. I mean, the crystals rock like earth, but here it was coming up as diamond light. So it was referencing the feminine. So again, golden and orange colors were coming up today, but also golden and orange wings. As at 2:56 right here, when I was writing, getting angel assistance, the man with the mask walked by again. I told you about them yesterday. So again, golden and orange wings to focus on those colors. The sacral and above the head are two suns. The sun in the womb and the sun in the sky. Right? The sun in the womb comes from the central sun. All red light, green light between. Encased in indigo and pinks. Or in other words, sunset on the night waters. So at 3:02, which is the Empress and the High Priestess, mothering within, fathering without, to get you moving physically, right? The feminine's movement within, the father's movement without. So the father's energy or the masculine energy comes in to get you moving physically, or running errands, perhaps at the end, in the evening, running errands, which is funny because after I do this video, I have to run up to get some milk. And then assuring you at the end of every day, right, because there's endings every day, because every day the day ends, you are held. Notice your signs and synchronicities, including the birds and the animals. These are messages from your guides with love and for your emotional enjoyment or fulfillment. Family and contrasting colors are so nice together. So referencing the family versus contrasting colors. There's lots of contrasting colors within your family, but think how much you love to put contrasting colors together. Retreat to the void then and pause, walk away and within, and then priorities. And now as soon as I wrote priorities, I was getting the priory. So again, the Knights Templar was coming up again. And of, again, your priorities of the pyramid of rainbow and wings, like Big Bird that came up yesterday when the birds thought I was Big Bird because I was this weird looking thing with wings, which I was very honored that they were reflecting that I had wings. So again, your body as Big Bird. Then go through each chakra before sleep and connect with gold. The underlying energy here was rainbows, hearts, and angels. It's like, rainbows and roses were coming up here too. That very feminine, etheric energies. So the first column was saying when it's cold outside, it's a good time to meditate a lot and love your water. So send lots of water because it's frozen in time in the winter. The second section was coming up as the Indigo Mother connecting with the grid and their gifts to free flow or flow free in the air and flow smoothly along the water, which are both feminine energies. Well, actually, I'm sorry, not that. It's more, for me, earth and water are the feminine, and the air and the fire is the masculine. By the way, air and fire were the two elements that came up in the cards today, so it was very masculine, and yet the cards were coming up as feminine. So it's very interesting, which may represent a very balanced state. So notice that here we were talking about flowing free on the air and flowing smoothly on the water, but notice that flying and paddling both require wings, 5D wings and 3D wings. The third section here was with your wings exposed, use your wings, they're activated and all fluffed up, grab your shell and help others along, angel. Share your light with others to light up their paths, reminding them to take their golden key with them and their indigo mother to mother their inner child. As in the morning, the dragon's about to heat things up again. It's coming up as the dragon standing guard. It's like the military of the etheric realm, standing on guard as wings of protection so that you feel safe out in the world and at night. Remember that sunset is your relatives reflecting your light back to you as they see all of your human rainbow colors. And that can be your Pleiadian family, your Sirian family. It doesn't have to just be your 3D family. And that's at 3:17, which is the Empress and the stars. So that was that one. And then I have Message of the day. This is the message of the day. Okay, and so for those of you not familiar with my reads, this is a 4-deck read. The message of the day, and the decks I use for that one are the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Guidebook, the Gilded, the Lenormand Reverie, and the Kipper deck. So from this read, and this was done at 8:18 last night, 8 is the Strength card, also manifesting on the level of dreams as opposed to survival. It's also strength, of course. And then the 18 of the Moon. And the underlying energy was the mice, first the whale, then the mice, then the 10 of Wands reversed, which is the wounded war, is the Atlas surrendering all the way to the world, and then bad health came up as well. So the whale is exhausted here, in need of a lifeline, with rugrats or a mess at home, dumping a load, burdens or responsibilities due to poor health. So they're needing to take a load off to heal themselves. The tiger is stalking the stingray who's plugged in to the starfish, and the whale is struggling here. So I was getting source, saint times 2, or path times 2, or twin path, and the whale exhausted. The ship is breaking through the storm with abundance of love and justice of the rod and staff unions, and the titanic doors to open on the fool's journey with Atlas and rugrats or pests, and this could be the King of Wands as well. And remember, in Titanic, at the end of the movie, they take you back where all of the dead people from Titanic have a reunion in the etheric realms, going up the steps of the ship, and spirits connecting with me. And this is what they're telling you, like, you know, once you've graduated, you get to come together, and it's wonderful, and the ship's all perfect again. At work, the Hermit is advising the King of Swords about what's about overworking it and what's not working, about meditating and clearing all that no longer serves, and dumping it all and confessing or taking a load off to deal with illness. After feeling imprisoned or trapped, the romantic little girl or the moon child breaks the seal of 7, a message of the Emperor courtship, with a message of concern about patience and a higher love, or about a thief in their midst, stalking those with dying relatives perhaps, and that came up yesterday as well. So there could be someone, you know, watching out for inheritances and things like that. Also could be stealing their heart, and literally for a heart transplant, and someone took their match, or vultures around a dying man and the whale on their deathbed, or found a home with a mess and food all over, and that could be like someone passed away. We talked about this the other day, where someone passes away and then, you know, the food, the pet and the home, you know, go to hell because someone's not been taking care of it because someone passed away. Conflicted about forms or what to select or choose when no one's around to help them. So again, this could be older people or small children who need help because they get confused easily, and then they kind of seize up, you know, when they get overloaded with information their brain can't process. It's like being paralyzed by your emotions or your passions. That comes up a lot in the read, and I think that reflects the twins a lot. So the first section here is Scorpion with their stinger out at the worm who's intimidated and keeping to themselves, and the wolf here is shocked or dazed and confused, and the dolphin's happy with compassion for all. The crow is standing guard of the collective awakening of the sacral chakra, with the fox who's sly but loyal too, and the cheetah who's about to pounce on them, with the lamb and the mouse present. And it's like someone doesn't like public displays of affection. Or this also can be, oh, this comes up in the cards too. There's one card where the ex or whoever, the partner who's trying to get back into the other partner's good graces, who doesn't want to kiss them or hug them or anything, but they do that in front of the children, so they have to allow them to hug them. That energy is coming up again here. Scorpion defensive with the key to freedom, recovering with or as the main male magician, The worm is confused on how to get through the maze while all this fighting is going on. Or in the pursuit of happiness, the man's suddenly thinking of a woman. And the wolf pup, or the wolf with a romantic pup, divorced or spiritual, inspired by great fortune, and the dolphin Knight of Cups is taking a chance, needing to heal to get on that high vibe train, the love train, and the crow family with dysfunction or loss, and judgment on the house, or about a big purchase, or going to the big house at 843, which is strength and the 43 of Three of Cups coming together. The sacred eye, which is the sacral eye coming up here, with love and well wishes, letting go with or of the main female, which is number 2. Remember, the 2 is the one meditating, sitting under a tree. And then the fox is Dr. Jackal, dictating or with pop and dancing, with the Queen of Cups reversed, and mature woman, or mature loving woman visiting. The cheetahs with their eye on their fox, with a dream come true, nesting with the golden egg, and things looking up, but emotionally dissatisfied. The worldly mature man taking in the globe or atlas and where to go in freedom. Freedom rings. I was just getting the Liberty Bell. Oh, that's weird. I was just getting Liam. I didn't write Liam at all. So there's something about the Liberty Bell and Liam. Maybe he feels free. Or there's something about the Liberty Bell that's coming up now. I don't know. I don't watch the news usually, so I only notice things, flashing by on my iPad. So if anything came up about Liam or the Liberty Bell, he's coming in right now. So the lamb, and he's coming up as the lamb, because I wrote lamb, but I was getting Liam. The lamb is in union, spiritual union here. And I forgot to write the B on lamb, so literally. And it could be lamb, that's a name as well, that could be coming up. But in spiritual union, he is in spiritual union and nature and peaceful, with the King of Pentacles reversed and the King of Cups, who may feel impoverished or leaving with nothing, right? They're walking away. So he may be like triggering us to the pivotal point here where the masculine's actually shifting. The mouse inspired to crack codes in need of peace with concerns about this. Recovery just to fight again in divorce or break from a religion or establishment or the boys club. Feeling depressed or arrogant. And the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community with dysfunction or loss, maybe wanting to invest in their own home, or perhaps looking at other homes, but also could just be wanting to invest or redo your home. And someone else here put down a deposit with the Queen of Cups reversed, unhappy, and the King of Pentacles reversed, needing peace. The second section here is the zebra, the snake, and the raccoon. The zebra and the raccoon are on two different sides of the awakening here. The zebra is committed to deep emotional to dump emotional attachments on the journey of despair, or the pair, and the collection is inspired by a letter or communication, tempted by the Holy Grail, coming to completion, with an empty room, the raccoon loving man in a turn of events, with Atlas ships sailing but no anchor to ground it, dumping all for the one in a twist of fate, the journey home after pie-in-the-sky adventure that never landed. The third section here is the bunny, horse, and the fire ants, and the cosmic egg. The bunny's always scared here, and shocked, and insecure about energetic exchange at work, whatever that is for you. So energetic exchange can be lots of messaging back and forth, lots of traveling back and forth, or lots of sexual energy, or just energy in general back and forth, or occupied by that energetic exchange, with the horse on the journey to pinpoint when to dump someone, or to dump a load, or to purge the wealthy man in transition. As the crowd gathers to see the awakening of the angry man, the emperor reversed with unexpected income or unexpected incoming visitor. The winged messenger, which is really funny, this came up because I posted that energy of Mercury yesterday with the coin. The cosmic egg, the crowning achievement, home or union with the King of Wands reversed, adjudicating their home and or union. The bunny with manipulative mother, perhaps with a very expensive, this could be like maybe a child has to go to a court, or there could be custody court, between the mother and father. But I was getting a child with a really manipulative mother who's got a lot of money. So they have a really expensive attorney who may be a jerk. And literally it was coming up. If that's the case, if so, God will be dumping on that wealthy attorney just at the right moment. So for the masculine not to worry. It's like literally an intervention for the divine masculine. I don't know how that's going to work out, but that was a message for someone. And that was it for that. And I was just getting Forrest Gump. And that's all I have to say about that. All right, so now we have the union read. So let me show you the picture. All right, where are you? Okay, so here's the union read. For those of you not familiar, this is the 4D, 5D, and 6D. The feminine's on the left, masculine on the right, and the bridge between them in the center. Incoming divine feminine, outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies, and the closing energies over here. And we have the Ace of Swords here behind that one. And sometimes I'll pull one card behind, and that's the Wounded Warrior, Nine of Wands, behind the Page of Pentacles there. And this is the Syrian Starseed deck as well as this one. This is the read on the table in front of you. Okay, so they're both general readings with the Syrian Starseed deck. The first one with the union is more associated to the physical union of the masculine and the feminine. So it's a good way to identify where you are. Are you on the masculine side or are you on the feminine side? Are you really identifying with the 4D, 5D, or 6D? Where do you think you are today? And it doesn't mean that's where you are permanently. It just means what you're expressing today. And then the general read, this is more in front of you. This is more of a read with all of the general energies of the twin flames that are going on in their lives. So it's more of a very general read. So for the union here, which was done, sorry about that, at 323. I'm having a lot of trouble saying the right things. 323. 3 is the Empress, 23 is the King of Wands, and this is for 40, 5D, 60 union read for the 24th. Today is the 24th. And that is, today is also the 40. So 24 is the Queen of Wands, and it adds up to 40, which is the Page of Cups. So that could definitely represent that mother and child I just described you, right? Because the Page of Cups is very innocent, and the Queen of Wands has been coming up as that thief energy. It's not a fire sign, it's just someone who's really fiery, who's representing that thief energy, because it comes up that way in a lot of decks. So the Page of Pentacles is the underlying energy here. The Seven of Pentacles, which is the divine feminine in the E tower in this deck, was in the center of the read, which is a feminine's heart. And then it closed with the Six of Wands, which is the journey, or coming in with good news, leading the way. And then the Truth right after that. And the Wounded Warrior was coming up before the Page of Pentacles, who's all about learning, and they're very curious about their abilities here. So the Wounded Warrior, Page of Pentacles, is taking down the flame as lead. Oh, it just reminded me of a message. So when I was cleaning up, I came across a magazine that's title was After the Flame. Right? So after the whole big thing of the flames, which means that's because it's not news anymore, right? Once you come together in union. That's what I was getting. Taking down the flame. The Wounded Warrior, Page of Pentacles, taking down the flame as the lead and focusing on their abilities. The Divine Feminine's heart in the E tower with the Divine Masculine outside doing puzzles and leading the way with good news to the truth just below the surface. The Divine Feminine was at 333 here, and that's funny because when I was dazing off after I finished cleaning today, I looked up at the clock and it was 333. So 333 is that energy of that Christ consciousness, but it's also the 369 And that references 3D, 4D, 5D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, as well as the 3, 4, 5 of the 3D, 4D, 5D. The incoming Divine Feminine was the 10 of Wands of the Atlas energy, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Shadow, which is the Devil. Atlas leaving the wounded warrior behind and getting in letting out the devil, or getting out with the Devil or Shadow side. I was settling out. I couldn't read what I wrote. Atlas leaving the wounded warrior behind and settling out with the Devil or the Shadow side, or Capricorn sharing their abilities. The 4D here is Justice, Alchemy, and the Hanging Man, as the Divine Feminine with Justice, seeing both sides of the situation without eyes, the Divine Masculine hanging out to see new perspectives and be wise, with a right knee block perhaps, or triggered and trying to see new perspectives on that. Bridging, splitting hairs, which is so funny because I was just cleaning, so of course there's always hairs going on. But a blanket got caught in I always forget I shouldn't put this blanket in with other stuff because it always ends up pilling on the other things in the dryer. But this pillow, I wasn't sure it would make it through because it had some sequins on it. But it was fine, but it had the blue pills from my blanket all over it. As I was pulling them off though, hair after hair was coming up, but I didn't know if it was hairs or the elastic from what was tying the sequins on. But yeah, splitting hairs are big here, and plus hairs comes up in the Temperance card in this deck, which I don't always notice. So, and that I noticed that yesterday. So something about the hairs, and I brought up hairs before because we connect with our hairs. They're like antenna. Just like you know, when your hairs stand on end, that's you connecting. So your hair is important here. So bridging, splitting hairs of justice and wisdom, alchemized in a higher love. That's 4D. In the 5D is the Reason, which is the Emperor, the 7 of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine's heart, and the 9 of Cups. The Divine Feminine with the Emperor throwing them a bone to see if she can catch it with blinders on. And that could be the Masculine testing the Feminine, perhaps putting something out there to her to see if she says that or talks about that. The Divine Masculine with self-satisfaction, with tie service for 9, and this could be in preparing for Thanksgiving, and rays, and 6 rays of Mary Magdalene, bridging in the Divine Feminine's heart in the E Tower. The 6D is the 3 of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the 10 of Cups. The Divine Feminine present to their flame. The Divine Masculine had his fill of 1, 2, and 3D, family fulfillment. It's like he's done with that now. Bridging with the Queen of Cups, focusing on their heart. The outgoing Divine Masculine here is the Page of Cups, 7 of Cups, and the Solar Deity. The Page of Cups exuding with love, bursting out of the truth from under the water that was just below the surface, flying up the spiral staircase to service for 9. Synchronicities and heaven in their eyes with sunshine and exposure, and Pegasus, or Peg as us, or US, leaping with composure to bring good news and lead the way to the truth. The Divine Feminine with Justice of Santa Claus and presents. So somebody might be bringing presents for kids just for fun at Thanksgiving. And the Divine Masculine hanging out, angry. And also, I told you that the Emperor, or Santa Claus, was throwing the Feminine a bone. So there's that energy of Santa Claus as well. The Justice of Santa Claus and presents. And that can be gifts, but also being present. The Divine Masculine hanging out angry before dinner service with 10 cups, waiting to show them up and get satisfaction, right? So this is someone wanting to show them, like, this like family teasing you all the time that you can't cook for crap, your brothers and sisters saying mean things from what they used to say when you were a child, but you're not a child anymore. And it's very interesting this is coming up because that about 5 to 7 years ago, I started speaking up to actually it was longer than that. But I wouldn't say more than 10 or 15 years ago. And I'm pretty up there. So at that time is when I started sticking up for myself to my siblings, when they would say stupid things that they used to say to you when you were kids, and they're still saying them to you now. I started saying, well, don't say that. It's not nice. And it made a difference. It shifted. And I was continuing to say that the past couple years, definitely had to check my siblings about what they're saying to me, that it wasn't funny. You know, it might have been funny for you, but it wasn't funny for me. You guys were being really mean. So that's coming up here as well for the masculine here. So bridging here, patience of a higher love of path, off path, at the divine feminine's heart in the E tower with the Queen of Cups. And this can also be, you know, the Queen of Cups is coming up in the read the other day as being higher than the Nine of Cups, right? Because she adds to it not only sovereignty, but also a higher love. So she's very nurturing. So it's coming up like that, like the feminine's coming out of her heart with patience of a higher love, off path at the divine feminine's heart in the E tower with the Queen of Cups. So again, acclimating to her own higher love. The divine feminine with Capricorn, Libra, and Aries on their side, along with the Page of Pentacles, but also the Nine of Wands or the Wounded Warrior. The masculine with Pisces or Capricorn and Leo or Sag on their side. So maybe a few choices there as well. And then the Page of Cups, which matches the Page of Pentacles on the feminine side, and also the Nine of Cups, which matches the Nine of Wands on the feminine side. So that was interesting how they came up head to head there. And in between the masculine and feminine are Sagittarius and the Queen of Cups in the divine feminine's heart. So 10 of I, and that can be I am that I am type of people, or perhaps people who are focused on themselves. And 6 of cry, or the ones who are crying or whining or purging at the moment, the shadow. Seeker of C, and the 7, which is the chariot of the feminine within the masculine, of that Christ unity consciousness and the solar deity, or the sun, the central sun. So the sun and the central sun. The overall number for this read was 58, which is the 4 of Swords, the connection in 5D. And the horizontal pillars came out to 19, 16, and 23, which is the Sun, the Tower, and the King of Wands. And the vertical pillars came out to 10 of the Wheel, 6 of the Lovers, 0, which is Sorcerer Space, 3 of the Empress, 7 of the Chariot, 19 of the Sun, 0 again, and then 7 again of the Chariot, and 6 again of the Lovers. So exposing a tower moment here, whether that's some kind of sudden explosion, eruption, someone will be blowing their top, blowing their cover, blowing their crown, blowing their mind, sudden epiphanies, and or that can be sexual exchange as well, of the King of Wands in the 5D connection. Destined lovers or peace with the King of Cups, unconditional love, or the Empress driving over to energize or expose the vehicle of the lovers, which is the vehicle of ascension and the vehicle of infiltration, of being able to infiltrate wounds to bring them to the light and heal them, of the lovers in the 5D connection. So it's like them working together to do this. Destined lovers or peace, right? Destined to love and peace and unconditional love with the King of Cups, or the Empress driving over to energize or expose the vehicle of lovers in the 5D connection. So that was the union read. Now for the read in front of you, for the general read for the twin flames. And that was at 444. All right, so I brought up 333 already. Now we have 444, which is very angelic realms energy. At 456, which is the Emperor, and the 56, which is the 2 of Swords, of orbs came up. So of thoughts and words, blind men and orphans, ORBS. Orbs is literally ORBS. And then also at 457, which is the 3 of Swords, or the separation, literally the S came up. And they're saying just now, the S today is for separation, because that's a split. Okay, we have heartbreak and separation here. And then I've complete this read at 511, which is the Hierophant, and the 11 of Justice, which is truth and balance. 5 is also freedom, change, and expansion. That's vacations as well. There were the major arcana first is the Abundance, which is the Empress, Reflection, which is the Hermit, and the Hanging Man. Before the read is Karma, which is Judgment, the Judgment card. reflection is the Hermit. 3 wands, 2 cups, 2 pentacles, 1 sword. So it's 3, 2, 2 wands. So that crescendoing, like slowing down in the middle of 3, 2, 1 jump, but taking a pause in the middle. The Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, the main players here. And then after the read, the Queen of Cups came up. So you have 3 queens. And the 9 of Pentacles, sovereign, which can be a queen in the making. Can be a daughter there. And then we had double 2s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. The 2s, 8s, and 10s were most significant and less significant than double 9s, which is all about compassion and endings. But very much so the 22 of the Fool, the 88 of the twins dancing side by side within their own masculine and feminine, and the 1010 of that very high vibration trill of the 1010, which is also computer code. And we also had 2, 3, 4, shut the door, and the number 6 by itself, the lovers, love, family, and community as well, and the 28 of the twin flames, the 89 of Phi, expanding and contracting, and then the 910, begin again and again. Keep reminding yourself to come back to 0 point and to your heart and the present moment. The code line here was all about music, compassion, and teaching and learning. And they were all broken up. Music was broken up into Muse and IC, which is inner child, but it's also informed consent. Compassion was broken up into Compass and Scion. And then teaching and learning was broken up to Teach, Ing, and Leah, earning or ironing, perhaps. And so the messages came out that way as expanding and contracting, and a time out for Christ consciousness, the unity consciousness, and taking the high road to AB4 or AB4, whatever that comes up for you as, and in the energetic exchange of Han, so Han Solo coming up here with the 6 of Cups of the inner children coming together here in a big loving hug regarding music, compassion, teaching, and learning. So expanding and contracting, perhaps 1 trillion times, this or that, taking the high road or 309 or 309 to the river or 2 shoulders. 4, energetic exchange at the Happiness Hotel on the river. That could be a Fleabag hotel for someone as well. Maybe they have a lot of pets in the house. Happiness Hotel on the river with ducks to eat ginger with ear, arm, hand, or branch, or 4-leg or wing. Apparently someone's always told how to eat because they're saying at my place you can eat with whatever you like. For the 6 of Cups, inner children to hug and love each other regarding the muse of the inner child, or informed consent, the compass scion, which is water, parsley, and the tip of a rod, a shoot or twig, a guardian, or the heir to the throne, the descendant or sprout, the compass and the sprout or descendant, to teach the process of wobbling and swinging in the water meadows, with lioness with threads and yarn, open fields and meadow, raising a child perhaps, or to be ripe, earning and ironing. So someone's planning some kind of home, perhaps a hotel, like a bed and breakfast for people. And then we have, and it can represent, the Happiness Hotel from the Muppets can definitely represent the world, right? Where everyone's always welcome and no one expects anything from you. So fit Christ consciousness into your schedule, the high road, 2 X's for lots of drama perhaps, in the Fleabag Hotel with the 6 of Cups children or soulmates regarding music, compassion, and teaching and learning. The 3 of Wands was the first card in the underlying energy today. So wait a second. There we go. The first card right here is that 3 of Wands upright. Below that is the 5 of Pentacles and 2 of Wands and 9 of Wands and 10 of Swords and Karma all reversed. Karma is the Judgment card. So recovering without options, with the wounded warrior surrendering now that the worst is over to bliss and the need to swallow their pride and be present, or with gifts, a gift or gifts, presenting the truth to the Queen of Cups. The kids, sunshine, exposure, losing patience or fallen angel, and happy family or ending taking forever to end with Pisces or divine feminine or coming full circle. Aquarius reversed, Leo upright, and Sag reversed. Scorpio reversed, Pisces upright here. The Hierophant healing, exposure, or on vacation, with the King of Swords reversed, receiving the Knight of Cups, perhaps an offer of love, while offering sex the other way at work. This can be also offering their passionate, like offering love one way, but their passionate energy to their work, or creative projects or growth. Working to align to implement a plan with or for a third party to be present, or to be a gift or to bring a gift. Or bad influence and gossipers and or going under, making 3 to 8 but losing 4 to 7, with leeches and no way out, with the 3 of Pentacles upright and the 3 of Cups reversed. At 618, the Lovers and the Moon. All right, so again, this is someone saying that someone's prioritizing their work by offering all their passionate energy to their work and offering a little bit of love, right, to somebody, or the third party energy coming up here, or that work is going really well, but there's an issue on a social or emotional level with the 3 of Cups, like everyone around them are bad influences or gossips or just energies they don't want to be around. So 619 is Lovers and the Sun. Present to the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Empress upright, and the 10 of Swords reversed. Saving or withholding from the Emperor, or playing hardball with the Emperor, now that the worst is over, or now that he's with bliss. The key to the snake skin boots, or his wrapped feet, and floating coin on a riverboat, perhaps. Retreat, let go of control issues. As the 2 of Pentacles upright, there's a big surprise dinner for new passion, or to rekindle romance or new passion. Defenseless to hugs in front of the kids, the King of Swords reversed and the King of Wands reversed, may be pissed off. No more reaching for the sword, or hugs and kisses with the little lizard being present, right? Again, this is what we just talked about today. No more manipulating someone to hug you because the kids are present. The person who's getting hugged needs to stand up for themselves and say no in front of the children. The King of Swords cheating, or just negative and lying, and the King of Wands reversed, not showing affection here with their sister, or suffering in silence dealing with parenting, whether it's your kids or your parents, or your parenting of yourself. And 63, which is coming up as suffering in silence, right? Very painful to do this parenting. Love partnership with 26, which is the Page of Wands, and being inspired or excited. So there's energy here of manipulation, insecurity, or just feeling like they don't have the tools, or literally don't have the tools they need at work. Detoxing chaos with new information or clarity about a death, ending dark night, or a divorce, and carrying all the weight. Silk curtains that are wrapped, and dark cello and heavy load to perform while 2 buck are watching. So this could be being watched by 2 of the bigwigs there. Gemini, Capricorn, and Taurus all reversed. Scorpio is the only one upright right here. Atlas present to third party or bad influences, with bliss of the King of Wands reversed, suffering in silence and dealing with parenting here. The underlying energy of healing brokenness and weakness, or ill health, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, refusing to budge, and the Hermit shedding light, or shedding light on that. The King of Wands reversed, manifesting through weakness and ill health, imprisoned by dumping a load, a burden, or responsibilities, and juggling to please the crowds, and come clean about self-satisfaction or arrogance, or about ego and ideas, or awakening to issues at work. Recovering the Knight of Pentacles is offering to help with a sister, or suffering and stress, or not sleeping well, with the Queen of Wands reversed looking at the High Priestess, and the injustice of love being offered from home or union by a star, dream girl, Aquarius, or healer, lover, or Gemini, or twins, with synchronicities and choices in heaven in their eyes, rolling the die. I was just getting Princess Die there too. With Sovereign upright, sharing or settling out, and the Queen of Pentacles upright, present or with gifts, and the recent past being Abundance reversed, or the Empress reversed, at home with issues at work. The Wounded Warrior reversed, surrendering to detoxing chaos, with the Page of Wands excited to connect with their soulmate in energetic exchange, with the King of Cups getting over loss and regret, the past or themselves, falling short of expectations or paralyzed by their passions, with Cancer, or at night with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunction or loss, family or business or community, and saving or withholding or playing hardball or not giving an inch. The foundation is the Ten of Cups, the happy family or emotionally fulfilled, or self-satisfaction with the Queen of Swords reversed, bitching that the Knight of Cups is offering love to performer or one juggling with dreams coming true, and the Knight of Pentacles offering help or working to align with a plan to invest in the act or keeping their balls up in the air at 651, which is the way the 51 is written, 51/6. 6 is the Lovers, 51 is the King of Swords. The central energy is the Four of Wands, home or union, imprisoned by an offer of passion, resisting a turn in their favor, like something's turning in their favor. Why are they resisting that, right? It's like cutting off your nose to spite your face. Scrooge clinging, while the King of Cups is in energetic exchange with the Six of Cups, or soulmate, or children. Scorpio reversed and Libra upright, Capricorn reversed too, perhaps Sagittarius reversed and Cancer upright as well. The challenge being the Eight of Wands energetic exchange, or arrows of love, or a lot of travel or communication back and forth, and the wheel going round and round. The Page of Pentacles reversed with a missed opportunity, and with the Queen of Cups in 5D connection, while marriage, Hierophant, religion or establishment, or Taurus is fighting or always a conflict. The Page of Cups reversed, rejection or vulnerable to awakening, or spoiled Taurus or Capricorn reversed, insisting on getting their way. Holding on or saving with financial advice perhaps here, or illuminated by synchronicities, but confused. Losing patience or fallen angel and the star assistant of the magician, who's hangry, the magician, and perhaps because there's no place to eat, or no options with twins, losing patience with the Page of Wands, excited for blissful connection with Cancer or the Chariot, boldly moving, traveling or ascending, grounding and integrating after a death perhaps, or after a near-death experience, or just dead tired and things taking forever, with the energetic exchange open-ended, the slings and arrows of love. And now is the Hermit upright, the King of Wands reversed, or Saggy reversed, the Sovereign Virgo, and the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands, letting go to put back in. Someone's letting go of some money to put back into someone or a business, to keep it going, or keep Atlas going, which is the person with the weight of the world on their shoulders. The Confession of healing from heartbreak, and Destined Empress reversed, with Libra upright and Taurus reversed. The confession can also be dumping your loads and burdens and responsibilities as well. But Libra, the Empress reversed, Libra upright and Taurus reversed are coming clean and swallowing their pride to the High Priestess, or about a secret, and the injustice of boldly moving while sitting on the fence, or ignoring directions, or refusing to ask for them due to pride, which is a very masculine thing to do. Aquarius, Libra, and Taurus all reversed, with Pisces and Libra and Cancer upright here, all going to Thanksgiving to share and connect one-to-one, with the Knight of Swords monitoring what the kids watch, while the King of Cups is getting over the Queen of Pentacles, who's getting over the flame and no physical reunion, with bliss and connection trying to end, feeling like a third party being used for bliss in a bold move to offer again, even though being ignored and taking forever, with all the message, travel, and energy going back and forth, or invitations that are not returned. In trying to harvest energies from fantasy that's not an illusion, soon coming up here is the Hanging Man reversed, offering big love in a 5D connection, awake without option and walking away from the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community reversed, dysfunction or loss, with bad influences or no joy, and bad health or weakness of the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help but won't ask for it, and defenseless to energies between the Page of Pentacles reversed and the King of Swords reversed, trying to take them down. The King of Pentacles upright without option, or running out of options with the Empress reversed, and that could be an ill mother or a partner or grandmother, or problems with their boss as well. Again, the King of Pentacles without options or running out of options with the Empress reversed, or on what to do with them, or if they're losing money, maybe they're running out of money and being able to take care of them, or giving her an ultimatum at 718, which is the Chariot and the Moon, or their funds are drained around taking care of her, like I said. The twin flames are seeing themselves as the Queen of Pentacles, who's upright here. Grounding and integrating, being practical. The lovers, sister, or suffering in silence, or just stressed out or not sleeping well, which I didn't sleep 2 nights this week. The Empress reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, offering a little something to get them to come around. And the King of Pentacles failing their lover, ignoring or not bringing good news, or leading the way with new and good information. So someone's pissed because they're not, this is like the situation where someone, lost money or is not doing well because of the past situation the past year or two. And someone who expects them to keep them in the life they're accustomed to, and they're not able to do that anymore because things are just not going as well as they used to go. And it's like someone, leaving them because they've been spoiled all this time. Maybe someone who didn't have to work and their partner's always been taking care of them, and now the situation isn't the same anymore and they can't do that, and they haven't been helping, and they could be harping on that partner too, telling them, what a failure you are and that kind of stuff. Or maybe the person's just feeling like a failure because they can't be the person they promised to be. That could be a situation. So it's 721, which is the Chariot and the World. The Queen of Pentacles is receiving a little love from the Empress reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed. But is that love, right? I don't know if they're just sad or if they're being deceiving here. So the Queen of Pentacles receiving a little love from the Empress and Queen of Wands reversed, who may be trying to make up for something, but they're not offering it from the person they should be getting it from, the lover refusing to approach them, and her or her sister or her suffering in silence, making it clear he won't be going on the journey, or insisting on attention from a lover and no longer keeping to themselves, but information or words, or his words may be making her cry. Worth waiting for, and that could be a positive cry for some. Worth waiting for, heart-to-heart conversations and new love here. Or the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles are ignoring all of them, or the King and Queen are pretending to now be home, or they're pretending not to be home when the Empress reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed come knocking. Or they're tired or bored of their shenanigans, right? So this is 2 people showing up, perhaps uninvited, who the King and Queen of Pentacles do not want to let them in, and they could be hiding. It's pretty funny. So around the twins are how they're seen as the 2 of Pentacles upright, surrendering to it all. The Fool falling for or falling on the Knight of Wands reversed, or falling together on a tandem swan dive. Or Aries reversed and Sag reversed, lacking faith or up to no good, perhaps moving or traveling, and maybe maintaining peace by not letting them back in. Maybe someone's saying to the other, are you sure you want to let them back in? Or 2 fell, literally, and had to cut things short to go to the hospital. Or embarrassing self in front of the player, falling short too, and then taking a boat ride to recover with each other only. The block here being the 6 of Cups and the Page of Pentacles reversed, who's defenseless to the King of Swords reversed, negativity or lies, even when the King of Pentacles is standing right there. Like, why are they not protecting the Page of Pentacles reversed there? And the Page of Pentacles reversed may be needing help here with them. And this may be, the father may be ignoring them, and it's because of the holidays, and he's talking to someone else, but also could be the father purposely ignoring him because they're trying to teach their child to speak up for themselves and not always depend on them to do it. Music, compassion, and teaching and learning. There's no fantasy family here with energy stealing or just distracting one with sex so that the other can steal from you. The Queen of Swords reversed is very wounded. This also can be the Queen of Swords very wounded, rushing in with the truth about the magician and manifestation and laying all their cards on the table about the bliss of ascension and travel, and grounding and integrating and being ignored in the never-ending energetic exchange between them. New love at night offered, but negative self-talk and feeling defensive to the enemy of facing your fears, or in other words, facing yourself, self to self. Exuding love to work things out, with the sovereign upright taking the stairway to heaven to see the Queen of Cups, both enjoying themselves. The Three of Wands, the presence of gifts, or presents or gifts, and the Ten of Cups family, which is the happy family, our happy ending, with the Queen of Pentacles surrendering to all that is, without abundance, or Mother, or Empress reversed, who's ill or sick and home, challenged by the energetic exchange, or arrows of love, in awakening with the Hanging Man, with ego, and the Six of Cups, love, between them, the inner children, permanent hug, with the Hermit shedding light. Perhaps the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles are coming in to help at work, to help the King keep the Queen of Swords reversed, who's very negative here, out of the way. She could be a Gemini with a sharp tongue, or it can be someone grieving who's very hurt. But again, hurt people, so this still can be a Gemini with a sharp tongue here. And or Virgo deeply wounded and found a way out to face their fears and offer love to work. And the Sovereign Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups sharing synchronicities or steps with each other, or sharing an upstairs bedroom here at 7:45, the Chariot, and the Five of Cups, which is the grieving card, or letting go. Present here is the Empress reversed, carrying a load, with the Ten of Cups family at home, challenged by the energetic exchange, or a lot of flurry of activity, and the Hermit upright and the Queen of Pentacles awake and surrendering to it all, with the Six of Cups, special connection there, or past life connection, and the Queen of Swords reversed in grief. Offering love anyway to align with her sovereignty, and the stairway to heaven to the Queen of Cups, a higher love, at 7:46, which is the children hugging in the Chariot. That's funny. All right, so now let's pull some oracle cards and see what comes up there. Let me just take a sip of my water here. Okay. All right, so let's see what the animal spirit cards have for us now. And so going back to the dice and all that Leo energy with Aries. So I said it's going to be kind of like a craziness, right? If we're in a lot of fire energy like that for Thanksgiving, I mean, people might be getting triggered, and also the kids could be running around like crazy, getting hurt, crying, yelling, you know, all the things that happen on Thanksgiving when there's a lot of fire. I don't know what the moon's in today or tomorrow. I haven't looked recently, but you might want to check what sign the moon is in. But, you know, Leo, double Leo is all about the children. So maybe making it really fun for the children in a positive way, being creative in how to use their childlike energy in their favor so there won't be chaos in the house. But also you could be dealing with Leos or a lot of pets, perhaps. All right, let's see what is the takeaway from all of this. The otter. I told you it was the children. Look how cute. And there's the peacock taking care of the children. Now, children, be good. Behave. This is, I told you yesterday, this is like the hostess with the mostess. But it's also coming up that peacock in this deck is supposed to be the beautiful outside and within. But here she's got her Thanksgiving garb on, but being very grounded like the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, children, we have some fun for you guys. And here's the otter all curious to hear what's going on, and the lamb's a little bit more shy, but their ears are up. They're listening. All right, so it's about being creative when the kids are there and giving them something fun to do so they won't cause chaos. And then we have the zebra here, who may be turning the other way, or this could be showing you that this is the zebra with the third eye activated, right? But in another life, not Thanksgiving, but regularly she's the zebra, but she's being the peacock for Thanksgiving. Okay? So maybe she's turning off her third eye to just be more creative and perhaps put her makeup on. Maybe she doesn't always wear makeup and she's doing it for Thanksgiving. So she's being more herself, who she, who greets a lot of people she doesn't always hang out with. Okay? And then we have the connection between the zebra and the fox here. And here's that one trying to get that hug in front of the children because the fox doesn't want to hug them. So this one's trying to connect with this one, and this one's trying to pounce on them. Very interesting that came up again that way. Okay, so just if you see any situations at Thanksgiving, and that doesn't have to be on Thanksgiving Day, it can be any time, but it's coming up now. And then these three are coming up together as well. And this is the hardworking beaver. Who gives a damn, right? And then here we have the deer one with the doe eyes, so sweet, that's you. Or this can be someone like you, and you're seeing yourself in them. And then here's the elk, the hothead elk. Make sure you feed them right, and they'll be wonderful. But if you don't feed them right, they could get arrogant and lose their temper. Okay? So there's all sorts of people that you'll be seeing when you all come together. This also can be, someone may be seeing the deer one as being in between the hard work, right? And the person who wants to get to work, right? Or this one wants this one to go back to work, and they may be getting steamed because the deer one's delaying them because they're having this great conversation here. Look how the colors are all the same here. They're really identifying with them, and he's either jealous because he wants to speak to this one. So he may be jealous, or he's pissed because or both, and he's trying to say he's pissed because he should be at work. But he just wants to get rid of him so he can talk to this one. That's so funny. The bottom of the deck is the turtle, right? They're slow. They're struggling with the dark energy, right? No man left behind. This is the one left behind because they're really slow. They're struggling with the sludge in the dark. And they're saying, go without me. I'll get there when I get there. Don't fence me in. I am who I am. And then here we have the bear. So the bear is beneath there. And this could be a mama bear trying to push their kid. This is me and my daughter when she was 2 years old. It didn't matter if I yelled or not. She would just look at me like I was crazy and take her time getting dressed in the morning. She is so cute. Okay, so we have... All right, so that's the energy from this deck. And let's see what comes up from the Journey of Love. So you have to tell me if some of those situations come up for you on Thanksgiving. I can't give you any of my stories because I'll probably be by myself tomorrow, which is fine. But I won't have any stories to tell you about other people. I was just getting now to looking at these three. This could be a father with, the son or the daughter with their boyfriend or girlfriend, and he's trying to be polite, but he's not happy. Just saying. All right. All right. So we have the blood dance, and there you go. And the 42 is the Two of Cups, the one-to-one connection at Thanksgiving. So you're doing one-on-one with lots of different people, right? Having lots of little talks on the side, and then general talks as well at the dinner table. And then we have falling, be light as a feather, and I said that yesterday on my title. Be light and drop into your heart. What was the last part of that? Oh yeah, at Thanksgiving. So be light and drop into your heart. Don't forget to come back to the present moment. It's so easy to get away from yourself and go back to your old ways if you're not present in the moment. But also, if you get triggered, just go ahead and take a walk. Do not even act on it. Just take a walk. You can take 5 walks around the block if you need to, but take it. And again, being light as a feather is that energy of that higher love we're talking about, of the feminine going from being sovereign to the Queen of Cups, which is the sovereign plus the higher love. And then this one, which is my Linda and Paul McCartney card. So there's them walking hand in hand through the chaos of the cyclone into the vortex, not being fazed by it. And of course it looks like a record as well. That's why I love this card for them. That's when she was first connecting with me was through this card. Dance of the Planets, 56, is the Two of Swords, being in your knowing and keeping your energy clear. Just be cool. They're holding hands. I was just with her big vest. I was just getting, and be vested. Be vested in it. And the simplicity. So again, you have two of those. There's only a few white cards in this deck. By the way, the bottom of the deck is that eruption of light. This is Hieros Gamos, getting to the center and erupting in light. The justice of truth and balance, and God speaks as you connect. How cool is that? This is the Hieros Gamos, and then connecting with God. The 33, God speaks. So you have 1133. That's like all the power numbers being activated. When one comes up, it activates all of the power numbers, 11, 22, 33, 44. And we already talked about 333 and 444, so there's major power numbers. Oh, look at that, the twin flames, 28. There's that marriage there. This is the wedding at the site of the Twin Tower Memorials, where the push pop comes up from underneath the ground, and there's the Pleiadian standing there like a wedding cake. It's really cool. Okay, so sacred convergence with the twins, where God speaks in connection at Hieros Gamos, the eruption of light, which we were talking about, the diamond light versus the cube diamond, the cube ice, which is like a crystal. So a crystal cube as opposed to a crystal diamond shape like that, not as opposed to just a diamond. This shape is a diamond, but usually when we cut diamonds, we make the head a lot shorter. But the cube of diamond, which is like two roofs put together, makes a square cube, as opposed to the two pyramids put together makes that diamond, which is coming up here regarding that eruption of light, because we're talking about diamond light and cube light, or water light, water energy as opposed to light energy. That the diamond light is like air energy, and the cube is water energy. So that's all emotions, right? And they're saying this Hieros Gamos is all light and water, like it's like leaving the water and earth behind, because you're leaving the earth behind, which has the water. No, this is water. You're leaving the water, the fire, and the earth, all the dry stuff that burns and kills, right? Because the fire will devastate, where it's ice and water preserves. And it's like going into that feminine energy for Hieros Gamos, it's all ice, it's all water or emotion, and that energy of diamond light and air. It's very cool the way it's coming up here. I hope I explained it the way I was thinking it, but okay, so that was just the underlying energies, guys. So it's coming up as the underlying energies because they're preparing you for this. They're preparing you for this. These three cards have never come up together like that for me. And before that is the Rings of Time, right? Look. This is what's right before that. Shoot, the cards are sticking to me. Hold on. The old lovers, the old way of being. The heartbreak and separation is going away because these three are coming up after that. The old way of being is going away. The 44 of grounding and integrating and mastering, knowing how to receive love because you've learned that lesson of separation, and now the sacred convergence of the eruption of light where God speaks. That's pretty intense, you guys. And then the cards that came out, which are all about that, is the blood dance between the two, where your heart starts pumping now, being light as a feather, right? Not going into the 3D old self, but staying in your higher vibration as that higher love. Remember the Reed described the Queen of Cups too, coming from her sovereignty of the Nine of Pentacles, becoming the Queen of Cups, who goes into her higher heart. She's learned her lessons, and in order to be with the King of Cups, which is unconditional love, being light as a feather and falling, allowing yourself to fall in the blood dance of two as one, and the dance of the planets as you go into Hieros Gamos. I mean, yeah, Paul and Linda. walking into the vortex. In the dance of the planets, it's like they're saying congratulations. Keeping your energy clear, that you've learned to do that. You've learned to be in that higher heart. To be together. All right, so we have the two black and white cards, which there's only a few of them in the whole deck. And here they are coming up as like the masculine and feminine. 2 is 1 of the blood dance. 2 is 1 as making it through the cyclone into the vortex. In the dance of the planets, right? The 3D end and the 5D end. Keeping it simple, falling, being light as a feather, and keeping it simple, right? So to the masculine, keep it light. To the feminine, keep it simple, right? Because the masculine likes simple conversations. They don't like long stories. All right, so it's coming up both. The key to the blood dance is simplicity. You got the blood dance and the dance of the planet. There's a lot of dancing going on here. Somebody's light on their feet. Maybe somebody's not. Someone's stepping on the other one's feet. Or this one has to carry them so they don't step on their feet. That's really funny. Aw, it's so cute. I love this one. It's really sweet. I have to read to you. Well, the first card out is the otter, and I love the otter, so I have to read you the otter because he's so cute. The otter is unobstructed joy, playfulness, contentment, right? It's like that pure bliss of a child who doesn't know any better, right? Or knows better. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the animal spirit deck, the otter represents absolute bliss. The otter energy is the playfulness of a child available to us at any age. They have a giddiness and reverence for life itself, without the presence of doubt, worry, skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you there? The otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us to that precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits. When in balance, full of love, needs nothing. When they're out of balance, they're gloomy, they sigh, they make silly excuses, and to bring themselves back into balance, dance party or celebration. How funny is that? That is great. So yeah, so when you're in your inner child, you don't need anything because you're just always full of love and being. You don't expect anything from anyone, just being and loving the experience. But when you feel like yourself slipping back into that gloomy place, it's time to dance. But that can reference dancing between your masculine and feminine, right? So if you get sad, pull back into your masculine. If you get too aggressive, pull back into your feminine. That was perfect. And then we have the 42, which I love because that's the 2 of Cups. It's also my daddy's soul number. It's my outer personality number. All right, so the blood dance. The heart craves life and the blood responds. In relationship to each other, life happens. The desire and the action, the movement of cycles, drawing in and letting go, rushing to the center and pushing far away to the extremities. It is the cycle of relationship, dancing between self and other, into oneness and into individuality. So it is with human beings in relationship with each other, and with human beings and the divine essence. Sometimes the heart of God feels so close, it's as though our inner passion is the very blood rushing through it. And then we journey far, bringing our nourishment to where it's needed, to those who are cold and lonely, to the farthest reaches of our own dark self, that we may, if very brave, dare to love completely. Though we can be lonely for the warmth of the center then, craving the feeling of being home or at home, soon enough we're called back to the core of the divine heart, and the cycle continues. Remember that you're always in this dance of life and you are never apart from the divine. It is just that sometimes in our natural flow it's easier to feel that divine presence than at other times, and yet you're always the blood connected to the heart. This oracle brings you confirmation that you're connected to divine source, to all that is. If you're experiencing a phase of feeling cut off from yourself, from your body, or from another, or from the divine, and even from your own feelings, spiritual connection or intuition, be reassured that this is temporary and part of the cycle of life itself. Soon all connection shall return, and even greater warmth and nourishment, welcoming you home again with great love. If you feel you have been journeying in life and fear that you've lost your way. Do not trouble yourself, precious soul. You are never far from the divine heart and will always be called home. And the poem reads, Love's language speaks like sound of falling leaves, caressing wind to bear aroma sweet. You ask if I can love in measure true, and give emotions weight the scales do. Each tear releases more than words can say, expressing all my heart wants to convey. It's very beautiful today. Make sure you drink your water so you feel good and so that you can connect well. Make sure you get enough rest. So you feel good and you can connect well. Make sure that you get your joy in your nature so that you're happy and in your high vibe, and everything comes naturally when that happens. And if you're not, that's okay too. Allow it all to happen. It's all good. Okay? Breathe. And rise and be loved. Bye, guys.